So we're here because we feel as though the American people have not heard from all the expertise that's out there all across our country. We do have some experts speaking, but there's lots and lots of experts across the country. So some of us decided to get together. We're America's frontline doctors. We're here only to help American patients and the American nation heal. We have a lot of information to share. Americans are riveted and captured by fear at the moment. We are not held down by the virus as much as we're being held down by the spider web of fear. That spider web is all around us, and it's constricting us, and it's draining the lifeblood of the American people, American society, and American economy. This does not make sense.
Well, that is a short excerpt from a fascinating press conference held by real doctors. Often when you see someone wearing a white lab coat like that, it's just for show. These were real doctors talking about a problem you can hear that is obviously a problem here in Canada too, in the United Kingdom and many countries in the West. And one of the things they talked about was hydroxychloroquine, which has been a safe drug for use for more than 50 years, generally to combat malaria. And it has been prescribed around the world. In fact, we've shown you before, surveys show that doctors throughout the world prescribe hydroxychloroquine and azithromycin, often in combination, to combat COVID-19. And it is the #1 recommended therapy by frontline doctors, not just in America, but in Europe and even in China, if you can trust surveys of Chinese doctors. Well, this video was so interesting, it was so contrary to the official narrative that at one moment yesterday, it was the most watched video on the entire Facebook platform. 2 billion people in the world have Facebook, and this, in just a short number of hours, racked up 17 million views. It was extremely popular. Donald Trump Jr. retweeted the video and said, hey, take a look at this. But very soon, strange things started to happen. The video was deleted from almost everywhere. Donald Trump's tweet was not only deleted, his entire account was suspended. And Facebook not only deleted the video, but put up contrary information. Here's a tweet. Andy Stone of Facebook said he's not only taking it down, but Facebook was, quote, showing messages in newsfeed to people who have reacted to, commented on, or shared harmful COVID-19 related misinformation that we have removed. So Facebook was engaging in some remedial therapy of their own, political therapy, for anyone who had dared to watch this video. It's a shocking case of censorship, and it's no surprise that our friend Allum Bokhari was the lead reporter covering the censorship. He joins us now via Skype from Breitbart's Washington studios. First of all, great to see you, Allum, and I should note that this #1 world record viewed video was actually posted by you guys at Breitbart.com.
Absolutely. It got more than 17 million views on the platform before it was taken down. At one point we had, I think, over 185,000 concurrent viewers. That was, you know, a record number for us. It's a huge number of people who were clearly interested. You know, one thing I'll point out, you know, we weren't offering any commentary on the event. We were just covering it as a news organization. But Facebook seems to decide what news stories are allowed and what ones aren't these days.
Yeah, that's very crazy. I'm curious about all points of view. I watch points of view that I don't agree with. I'd even do it on purpose. I want to know what the other side thinks. One of our mottos here at Rebel News is telling the other side of the story. So I'm interested in both sides of the story. When I see a bunch of doctors standing on Capitol Hill saying, hey, can we give you a second opinion? Well, I sort of like that about doctors, having a second opinion. That is a doctor thing to do. These weren't quacks. These weren't people, you know, pawning off potions or salves. These were board certified physicians with a different point of view. That's all, am I right?
Absolutely. And, you know, I'm not a medical expert. To be honest, I haven't followed the debate over this drug very closely. But if I wanted to get interested in the topic and do my research, I'd want to hear from as many perspectives and viewpoints as possible. Scientists don't agree. As Tucker Carlson said yesterday, that's why it's science. The consensus evolves over time. Scientists disagree with each other. They acquire new evidence, and the consensus changes. At the start of this crisis, I believe the consensus was that masks don't work. Now they're mandatory in most places. Opinions change. So the idea that Facebook has decided it's going to be the arbiter of truth on this very rapidly evolving pandemic, very new pandemic, it's only been around for less than half a year, but Facebook has decided it knows the absolute truth and it's going to shut down actual frontline doctors and shut down just the press conference, not even an endorsement of their views, just coverage of their views.
That's an excerpt from my daily show, The Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.